Graphic design by Peyton Blondin. So, for this project, we have to first decide on a sport. I personally have played quite a few sports. I've played volleyball, basketball. I haven't played football, however, I know a fair bit about it because my family is a very football oriented family. However, I decided to go with none of these and settle on soccer instead. I did play soccer, I still do, and I actually played on a local club team called Timber Barons. However, this team has had a recent decline in turnout, and I think it's just kind of extended past its prime. So I figured, let's rebrand. As far as rebranding goes, the first thing we gotta do is get a team name. So, of course, I came up with a cute couple ideas. The first three, as you can see, were kind of more oriented around the Cowlitz area. However, I did want to include some other aspects of the Pacific Northwest, such as Evergreen or Alder. Alder Football Club, Athletic Club, United FC. They're just kind of the typical endings of certain soccer clubs. However, my final decision came to Cowlitz United FC, CUFC. It just it brings together the whole shebang. It has both the Cowlitz part that I was looking for, and then the United FC just kind of gives it a real soccer feel, which, as dumb as it sounds, really actually does impact the team and how they're held in other people's eyes. And then for the slogan, of course, again, we had multiple ideas. There was Win Together, United We Stand, Stand United, Stay United. All three of those have a more united kind of feel. And so after that, I decided to go with a to the top for the win, like we're just reaching for the stars. However, my final decision came to Stand United, Stay United. This did tie in the united part that I wanted to include in our slogan, but it also has two separate clauses, as I wanted to incorporate two different types. There's the coming together, and then there's the sticking with each other. As for colors, again, I was torn. There was the classic light blue, gray, just pretty sky colors, make you think of the clouds. And then there's the hard, dark reds and blacks, and again, gray, but a darker gray. That makes you think like, oh, they're scary, they're intimidating. But I came to the final conclusion that why not just combine these with a dark kind of navy, light blue, a white, to kind of include some lightness in this, and then red and the gray that we were looking at for both palettes. As far as the logo goes, I already knew I wanted a crest because they just look so sharp, and every high-level team that I've played against or played on has had a crest and made me feel confident to be on that team. And that's what we want. We want our team to be confident. I also wanted to include some Pacific Northwest imagery like trees or rivers. It doesn't have to include the FC or football club. FC does stand for football club, but our name is already clunky as it is. We don't need all that information on the logo. As soon as you hear Cowlitz United, you're just going to know football club. You're not going to think athletic club, basketball team. We're just hoping for that direct link. And then again, I wanted a simple design. I wanted to be able to transfer it onto multiple different items with ease. And so my final design came out to this Cowlitz United crest. As you can see, it has both the dark gray, the dark blue, the dark red, and then the white tied it in all together. As you can also see, there is a slight gray behind the blue tree. I just felt it had a nice contrast so that it didn't look like dark on dark. There is just a little bit of light in there. As far as the kits go, or uniforms, for the home kit, I was thinking just a straight up red, super pretty, and then include the gray in there. We would have the sponsor name on the front in white, just to make it stand out even more. And then on the back, of course, we have our name and number in white. Again, just to help it stand out. And then as for socks, we just wanted some gray socks with a white trim just to kind of tie it all together. And then as you can see, it'd be on our right side, but the player's left side, just right over our heart, our crest, just to, make sure that people know who we are. And as for the away kit, more often than not, you're going to see away teams wear white. As you can see, I did include both the dark red and the dark blue, except I had the sponsor in dark blue. The dark blue against the white just makes it stand out even more, and especially with the red crest, it just looks so pretty. And then as for the name on the back, it kind of matches our crest, and again, it'd be red, just kind of to tie in those little extra details that you can see on the side. As for merchandise goes, we have our hat. We do live in the Pacific Northwest. It is cold most of the time, and if it's not, then it's rainy. And of course, I feel like we could get a lot of use out of those. And then I just added a crest onto it. It's super simple, but it's going to be well liked. As far as other merchandise goes, we also have our gray hoodie. Again, we wanted to tie in the gray. Our gray is a big part of our team. As you can see, there's the crest there, and then the Stand United, Stay United in white just to make it stand out extra, and then it kind of matches the Callets United inside the crest. As far as sources used go, I actually didn't use too many. Custom Ink was super helpful as far as finding the hat and the sweatshirt and just slapping our designs on there. Logo Maker is what I used to make the crest. It has a whole bunch of different formats. It actually had the shape of the crest, and then I could fill everything else in. And it was super easy, but also made it super helpful creative wise. And then for Champ Pro Sports, that's what I used to create the jerseys, and they have a wide variety, and it was super helpful again.